Conversation, brought to you by White House Custom Color. I'm Jed Toffer, and today I get to speak with a good old friend of mine, Mr. Jamie Hayes.
Hello, everyone out there in radio world.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
You've been busy.
Yeah,
you got a lot going on at one of these things, and you got your fellow.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Thank you. Yep. It was wonderful. And Mary got her associate fellow.
She did.
So we kind of did the normal Mary Jamie thing.
It is the normal. Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. We're all in.
It wouldn't be realistic if that didn't happen.
And that's what I told her in this. Yeah. I said, if I'm doing this, you're going to do it too. And she actually surprised me with it, which was great.
Really?
She told me that she didn't get it because she was afraid that if she didn't get it, that it would make me feel bad to get it. So she surprised me just before Christmas and let me know that she did it.
Oh, that's really awesome. Tell people about what that is.
Okay, so that it's the American Society of Photographers. Mm-hmm. Once you receive a degree, your master's or your craftsman degree, you get a 1-year free membership, I believe it is. And forgive me if I'm misspoken on that. Right. But you are a member of ASP. You pay a fee to be a member of ASP, but it is an elitist group of the best once you've obtained that. And then they have different service awards. They have degrees that they give at the state and regional level, the district medallions. So it's kind of an upper level of competition.
It's the next step.
Yeah, it's the next step. And then at the pinnacle of that would be either your educational associate, which is a thesis, a 10,000-word thesis that's written specifically about a topic or a point of view, foundation of something in the business world or something written about
10,000 words?
10,000 words. And it follows the MLB thesis writing, whatever.
Sure.
So not in my wheelhouse.
Right.
And then you have to support it with background material and references and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then the fellow is a thesis, a 4,000-word thesis of
so you had to write that.
Yeah, and that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I haven't written anything since high school, let's face it. And I barely wrote there. As the child who told me, I went to the little special trailer out back for reading, which was funny. No kidding.
That's
seriously
real.
did.
Okay.
And I told the teacher, I said, I'm not really going to need any of this because I'm going to be a really successful photographer and I'll just pay people to do this. And she
Did you say that?
Yeah. And she looked at me and said, yeah, but you still got to do your work. I actually told her that.
Is that right?
Yeah. I said, no, I'm
true.
just going to be a photographer and pay people to do that.
That's fair. To read?
Yeah. Whatever.
to read for me?
I just pushed the button. Who again? So the AFP, in addition to the thesis, you have to submit 25 images that are judged by 4 members that have their AFP, plus one that doesn't.
Oh.
And the images have to coincide with the thesis. It all has to be kind of...
Oh, it's together. Like coherent.
Yeah. So it's cool. Most people do their life's work in photography.
Yeah.
And I, of course, in Jamie fashion, had to do it my way. So I chose a project that we did for charity.
A specific thing.
One specific thing.
Yeah.
I photographed it a year before I even thought about doing this. And Mary's the one that said, hey, I think you should, do this for your fellow.
Yeah.
And like a good boy, I always listen to Mary because
that's what we do.
If I don't, she's always right. And I'm like, dude, because you'll just shortcut this.
You listen to Mary so that she can't hold it over you later.
It depends on if you have conversations in our studio. No, you would know that I never listen to Mary. Thus, I'm always in trouble.
Yeah.
So I took a different viewpoint. I honored all of my mentors that helped me get to this point. By doing a project instead of my life's work, I wanted to say, here's where I am. This is me. And I was able to get here because of all of you.
Really?
And we did it in a 5-week period in between our normal client sessions.
So what did you shoot then? I
actually photographed a whole collection of figure study nudes. It was a project for our local gay and lesbian theater. We had photographed one of the couple's weddings on the board. And both of the women had come to me and Mary and said, hey, we have this play. It's called Body Awareness by Annie Baker, a very famous playwright. And the premise of the play was about a photographer traveling the world photographing nudes for a display.
Well, that's something.
An exhibition. And the 2 wives, one wanted to be photographed and the other thought he was exploiting women.
Oh.
And they showed me a picture of the script or the play, whatever it's called. And there was a teeny little thumbnail that looked like a mountain ridge, but it was kind of the side of a body. You know, we've all
Right.
seen those kind of images.
Right.
And I said, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't you let me photograph your actors and actresses, your patrons of the theater, and we'll put it out to our clients too. I'll get all the printing donated. We'll do big 60-inch prints throughout the theater as if it were the body of work from the photographer.
Nice.
And then we'll give you all the images. And you guys, we did a gallery show, and all the proceeds of the sale of the
So
images
you helped
went
them
back to
out
them.
too.
Yeah, and then in true Mary and Jamie fashion, it has to be profitable and sustainable for our business. So we gave everyone a free 5x7, half off anything they ordered.
So they ordered stuff too.
They have to. My creative process as an artist is that you have to pay me.
Okay. I like it.
Period. The interaction and exchange of your ideas and what your vision and the exchange of money allows me to be myself. I'm not a photographer for fun. I get fun from what I do for clients, but you'll never see me picking up a camera if you're not paying me.
Is that right?
Ever. It's just not me. I've tried. I've been on the excursions. I've been in Wyoming. Not Wyoming. What was it? Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yeah, that's one.
I sat on a ridge waiting for wolves as Mary was photographing, and I realized at that point why God created the flask and in its purpose in life at that exact moment in time.
This is going to come in really handy now.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that about you.
It's really crazy because there's something about that exchange that is the beginning of my creative process. Now, we do a lot of charity work. We photograph a lot of things not for money.
Sure.
But that exchange is things like my love for another fellow photographer if I'm photographing their daughter's wedding or something like that. But they still have to be involved in that creative process, and it starts at that point. So nothing, and it's so funny because I struggled with this for years because, everybody's all about the art of photography. No big deal. I mean, I understand. I love the art of our profession. But for me, it's just a totally different thing. I got to have that. It's my drug of the exchange.
We need to get paid so we can keep doing what we're doing, for one thing.
Yeah.
And I say that all the time.
Everything.
You have to get, if you want to keep doing it, you got to get paid.
Well, actually, it's validation.
There's that too.
Yeah. It's valid for me.
You're talking about that more.
Yeah. It's you validating me because you give me the exchange of money. And your validation and your trusting me in that part of it allows me to start that process and give it so much and 100% of my energy. Now, not everyone's going to operate like that. The end result is that here we are 25 years later, and we've never been more awesome as a team than we are right now. Our studio, we had the best year we've ever had last year. We've already started the first 2 weeks of this year phenomenal before we even came to imaging.
Wow.
So this is, it's funny, I've never been more jazzed, excited, pumped than I am right now.
Is that right?
Yeah. This is going to be the most fantastic year for us ever.
Wow. And what do you attribute to how you guys get along so well, you and Mary?
Lots of fights. No.
Well,
no, it is.
The reason I ask is because you both have strong personalities.
I'll tell you, and that's the part that clashes.
Yeah, of course.
And me being, Jamie. And
her being Mary.
And I drop the ball, and she can juggle 500 million things at one time in the air.
She's good at
successfully, and she's very good at multitasking. And I am not good. I am very good at one task on time.
One at a time.
That's about it. But so are most of the men that I know too. Very few can. You're probably the exception to the rule. You probably can do all kinds of stuff.
Oh man, that's how I work.
But I think the thing that makes Mary and I so unique is that we both get it. We both get the business part. We both get the creative photography part. And we both have the end game in mind. Give back. Make sure we make enough money that we can sustain our lifestyle and the way we like to live. Now, her shoe habit alone is just off the charts.
She likes
My
shoes.
QVC addiction is great.
Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, and the dollar store. Don't get me started. I love a dollar store. Anything for $1.
Oh my goodness!
The concept of I can have anything in the store. It's just $1. It just excites the heck out of me.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
This is great. If nothing else, I'm learning all kinds of great things about you guys I didn't know.
But we, I think too, is that we really respect each other's opinion and point of view, ultimately. And she always has my back, and I try to have her back as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's way better at having my back than I am at having hers, which is on my list of goals this year, is to step up and be a better man that she challenges me to all the time.
Well, that is something.
And I'll tell you, it's not without struggles, because we've been together 25 years, longer than most marriages.
Yeah.
And we have been through the ringer. I've put her through the ringer. Let me correct that. However, for some crazy reason, she still likes me enough currently as we speak. I speak here right now that we are that. But we have we both, and this is the secret, we're both in it for the long haul. Yeah, you go through
committed.
You go through struggles, you go through challenges. There's always going to be that. But at the end of the day, there's nobody else I'm going to take this journey with.
Yeah, in a sense, it is a marriage in a sense, or like a marriage in a sense, in that it's sickness and health and ups and downs and whatever comes your way, you guys are both committed.
And we share in all the glory and all the other things too.
Everything,
which is cool.
That's it's awesome and rare.
And thank you for this 30 minutes of therapy with Jed and Jamie.
I think that's a big piece. Because to me, I think of her, I think of you. I think of you, I think of her.
It's the Mary Jamie show, really.
It's just in my. That's just in.
And we like to be authentically who we are. You know, it's so funny. Over the many years, you know, we see this person's a rock star, and oh my God, what they're doing is so amazing and so cool and so thing. And then I look and I go, we suck. We're so old school. We're so traditional. Yeah. And then I go back to the studio and I have one session with that exchange. Yeah. And, you know, I'll text Mary, oh my God, you're not gonna believe what we just did. Yeah. And I'm like, that's validate right there. That's the universe tapping me on the shoulder going, yeah, you have your place and purpose. Yeah. And this is cool.
That's awesome.
So how many more channels of this do you want to have? You and I could start our own talk show, really.
We could just like toss
therapy
things up
with photographers.
Oh, don't we need it?
Yes, we do.
That could be. We could have a booth and just have people funnel in.
So if you want to support our public talk radio, please send your donations too.
Yeah, I don't have that set up.
Here's a word for our sponsors.
That would be a lot of validation too. I think I see where you're going with that. Your topic, though, today specifically is using products to set yourself apart and increase, going back to that validation piece, increase your bottom line.
Absolutely. Because believe it or not, there is a certain energy when things are financially good in your studio. It makes everything else happen. I mean, it really does.
And it's interesting, like you say that, and it's so true. And my first reaction is, ooh, you know, there's something... we shouldn't be saying that, or we shouldn't, but it's so true.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on. We've all had that period of time where and it doesn't matter if you are the owner of the business or you're the employee of the business. Mm-hmm. You know, when I worked for 2 other studios, I'll never forget when we were in, you know, that crazy season of high school seniors or weddings, when you're just like, you're going out 24/7. Yeah. And my boss back then I got paid $25 to photograph a wedding. So we're talking way back in the Stone Ages. Oh.
Is that he would give me $25 a wedding? $25 a wedding, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then I think I worked my way up to 75.
Okay, keep going.
It just gets more and
more
interesting.
I don't want to get hung up on that, because wow.
But my boss would give me like a $75 bonus. And I'd be like, okay, done. That's great. It's worth it. And so same thing here. You know, we go back to the studio and I have a client that comes in and spends an extremely cool amount of money. Yeah. And I'm like, my adrenaline is through the roof. Yes. You know, you go behind the client signs and you smile and go, oh, thank you so much. Yeah. That'll be $20,000. Yeah. Yay. And then you walk around the corner, you shut the door, and you literally jump up in the air. But, you know, it's that I think it allows you, it just fuels so many different things. Yeah. It's a shame that we have to have that, but it's also a really good thing because it allows us to be professional and successful on a different level other than our art. Mm-hmm. and the good things we can do for our family and our children and everything else. Because in our profession, success financially means that someone's daughter gets to take dance lessons in their town, or to attend a scholarship, or attend something that the money trickles down to. We're all small mom and pop for the most part. So the money that we generate reaches deep roots into the little things that really matter in life.
Absolutely. Yeah, I see that. I think I agree with you. I don't know why I have this aversion right away to talking about how awesome it is to make money.
Because for years, and in all colleges, you're taught if you're an artist that you're a starving artist. They never teach you business.
Well, that's
They
interesting.
teach you how to be an artist, which is totally subjective.
Right.
But they don't teach you how to be sustainable.
Yeah, the business piece doesn't often get married.
Thank goodness
with the other one.
for PPA and like White House, because you guys get it.
Right.
You guys help us marry those two together. There's no other organization that I know of that is all about the success financially of photography combined with artistic.
Yeah. Well, because I just believe that one is required for the other.
Or you have to get a real job.
For the sustainability of the other. You said that earlier.
Yeah, I'm not getting a real job.
No. Who wants a real job?
Yeah,
Goodness.
that's crazy. We'll work 80 hours so we don't have to work a 40-hour job.
Right. We'll work 80 hours so that we don't have to have a real job.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So talk about products then specifically. Using products to set yourself apart. Let's start there.
Yeah. So because there is a huge mass, well, a couple things. Because we're an unlicensed profession, because technology has allowed the threshold for entering our industry to be very low. It has lowered the expectations and the perception of quality across the board in photography.
So technology has broken down barriers.
Yes, and it's hurt hurt's probably a big word. It has changed the perception of what quality is in the photographic world. I have clients walk in our door all the time, and they look at our work on the walls and they're like going, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this. Now, 25 years ago, you would never see anything but that.
Okay. Because that was
a professional
the norm.
photographer.
That's what a professional photographer put out.
And I ask clients all the time, have you ever used a professional photographer? Guess what I hear? 100% of the time. Yeah. My friend does this on the side.
Yeah.
It's the perception. We're never going to change that perception. There's
No,
not
that's
enough
how it
money in
is
the
now.
world to do it.
Right.
But what we can do, because in that realm, the least expensive printing or products that are used, taking our photographs and putting a tangible physical image or product in someone's hand.
Yeah.
Because the consumer does a majority of that themselves first before they go to a professional.
Yes.
Okay. Where it used to be, you'd go to Olin Mills. Olin Mills used to, you know what I mean?
I did.
When I grew up, that was our thing.
That's
oh my
what we
gosh, you're
did.
going to Olin Mills. Yeah. We never had Uncle Harry do our picture.
No, it was
you know what I mean?
Mills,
it was Olin
straight
Mills.
up. Yeah.
So I think because of all of that, consumers, for the most part, print their own, or they'll go to onlinecanvas.com or one of those, in the back of the seat pack, the Sky Mall magazine kind of thing.
Right. Right.
And I think because they don't have control of the monitors, they're not balanced, they're not print specialists. They don't, when they see something that's created that's amazing, rich color, beautiful texture, it blows their mind.
Right.
Because it now is like, oh, I can't do that myself. So, wow.
They
it's
get
the
that
impact factor.
They get that piece.
Yeah. So I love that White House is always pushing the envelope for the quality and the products that allow us to stand out in the marketplace. And that, I think, is key. Anything that you can create and do that's not readily available in the marketplace to your clients will set you apart. Now, there's all kinds of marketing. There's all kinds of other things that go along with that. But, and we outsource everything. I do not retouch.
That's what Mary said too.
We don't retouch. We outsource everything. We outsource our social media. We outsource everything. We concentrate on what we do best
Right.
and what makes us the most amount of money
Right.
with the least amount of effort and makes us the most amount of happiness and satisfaction.
Of course.
And then we pay people to do everything else. And honestly, we make more money because of it.
Right.
Because our time is valuable.
Yeah.
And I can make more money for us either behind the camera, working, trying to get a relationship
Right.
with
That's the big
another
piece.
person
Yep.
or company.
And that's marketing.
Oh yeah, and PR, and that's my main job now. And or sales and making more money by offering different products and different levels of products.
So you
Good,
do your
better,
own,
best,
do
and oh
you
my
do your
gosh.
own sales?
Our studio has shifted a little bit more. Mary used to do a lot of the sales, and now with our other studios, so we have a couple different divisions.
Two different,
yeah.
right.
So we operate a high-end wall portrait and wedding and commercial studio. Mary and I do together. Our mom and her sister and Jesse, our other photographer, part-time photographer, they operate real life studios, which is private Catholic schools, events, sports teams, that sort of stuff. It's the other end of the spectrum.
Right. Lot more volume.
Yeah, a lot more work, a lot more time, a lot lower threshold in price. But if run correctly, using technology,
Right.
can be sustainable, and
Profitable. Right. What do you say to somebody? Okay, let's say there's somebody listening and they're more the friend that does it part-time person, right? And they're doing whatever they got to do, right, to make to make it work in their eyes. But they aspire to be able to offer something that you guys have gotten to the point that you can offer. Let's just pick a wall portrait as the product.
My favorite thing.
Yeah,
in the world.
me too. I think it's the best. Let's say they aspire to get to that point. What do they do? How do they get there?
First and foremost, you do in-person sales. You do everything in person. In this world of non-touch and online everything, you lose control of the sale and you lose the ability to show the client the difference, because online you can't see any difference. When you can physically walk in, touch it, hold it, and you have a good amount of displays on your space, your studio environment. And look, even if you're working out of Starbucks, you can carry a huge portfolio with you.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're not, you can't do this. Ideally, what you want to do is let a client show the difference. And the more people are so inundated with communication that's not in person. We text, we send emails.
Yeah, phone calls are rare these days. Even
we are so starved for human connection.
You don't even talk on the phone anymore.
Yeah, we're starved for human connection.
It's crazy. I think people are going to think that I've got a lot of this set up because so many people have answered. Like, this is what people are saying. Look, what you're saying to do is right in line with what all these amazing people that I'm talking to are saying in person. It's IPS. This is not an agenda that I have, but it's the answer.
Well, here's the deal. Why did it change? It was always the answer. In the film days, you didn't do it any other way.
Right.
The problem is that, and I'm all about technology. Technology told photographers they had to retouch.
Yeah.
That I'm embarrassed to talk about it. I'm embarrassed to ask for the money. So it created that starving artist movement. And the problem with it is it's not sustainable.
No.
People start in it in 3 to 5 years. You're done because you have to. It wasn't sustainable.
They're $25,000 in the hole.
Right. But if you can do anything you can do in person, take your images, even if you have the help of a mentor, and go to your lab. There's tons of resources.
Yeah.
You guys know the printing end of it and the products, or you could say, hey, your type of photography would look really good on this.
Right.
But you're not going to know that unless you come to a convention like this to see the booth.
Yeah, you got to be proactive.
Yeah.
Right.
So being able to show that, have tiers and levels, good, better, best, and oh my gosh. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah. We learned this from Jeff Lubin years ago.
Yeah. Mr. Lubin. Wow.
Yeah. And this is so crazy, but it's kind of like weddings. Everything in 10 years or 15 years is all brand new again.
Yeah.
So in the film days, you did proofs, you did proof projections,
right.
You did all this. It wasn't out of the ordinary, but it was the norm.
Right.
And because digital technology shifted our perceptions of what we thought we should do, it's changed what a majority of people do. And again, it's so easy because that's the introductory level. You don't have to work really hard to get that. And the reason that thread is so common is because all the people that are successful and need and have the desire to go to the next level, all of us, and I say us as a community, we all have their same common threads. In-person sales. Display what you want to sell. Have a good sales system to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
System in place.
System in place. Have a good production system and post-production system so you don't kill yourself in the end.
Yeah, good workflow.
Outsource. That's the word we've been trying to get across to photographers for the past several years is just because today's photographers say, I do it, doesn't mean you have to do it. It doesn't make you...
It doesn't even mean you should.
I haven't understood why if someone says, I want to be a photographer, so I Photoshop first. Isn't that a software technician? Aren't you an artist?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So we actually have gone back the other way. I do everything just like we did in the film days. I treat everything as if it were film.
That's fascinating to me.
Yeah. Because that system works.
Well, I see the wisdom in it too. Yeah. I can't argue with
I'll
what
be honest
you're
with
saying.
you, I am a happier person. I'm caught up on Law and Order.
That's definitely not going to happen if you got retouching to do.
And QVC, because our business is great, I don't have to flex pay anymore. Life is so awesome.
You know what? We laugh, and yet you're telling the truth.
Oh, you know I am.
These are all truthful statements.
I have every damn gadget, Bluetooth, anything that you could ever imagine. It drives Mary nuts. It's my addiction. She has Manolo Blahniks. I have anything that pretty much anyone from the Shark Tank invented or took to market.
So I always tell people to focus on wall portraits in particular because of the margin.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And something else, the wow factor.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. There's always what we call the cul-de-sac effect.
Yeah.
Okay. I walk into Susie's home and Susie has these beautiful portraits of whatever, or products on the wall of whatever is your style that's sellable in your region.
Right.
In Montana, it's not going to be what we have in Richmond.
Right.
Ours are traditional, beautiful, large.
Right.
We freehand oil paint on top of our portraits, which
Right.
takes them to a whole different level.
Right.
You can do painter, you can do whatever. It's just something that sets you apart from everyone else.
Sure.
And if someone sees it in someone's home, they think that that's normal. We're supposed to do that. Okay? Let's take the photography industry. In-person sales. Oh my God. No, all my friends do it online, so that's what I'm supposed to do. Right?
Yeah.
So the common thread is everyone who's successful and has great business models,
Right.
we put big portraits on the walls.
Yeah.
And when people see that, when they see portraits on the wall, it becomes more of what is norm and expected, not what's not. And let's face it, you're going to put stuff on your walls anyway.
Right.
And the secret thread of this is that we're actually building self-esteem. Because any child who sees their portrait on the wall could easily go, my mommy loves me as much, and daddy loved me as much as that big screen TV or that big house.
Well, that's so
or that
interesting.
Big couch.
Oh my goodness.
And we get letters all the time from clients that are going through that weird tween stage.
Yeah.
That, that bully girl that told my daughter she wasn't enough.
Yes.
But validation of your family being on your walls is validation that I love you as much as I love my stuff.
It does speak volumes, and I think that's a huge piece that people don't think about very often, because I think the other thing with what you're saying is there's the margin, there's the wow factor, there's the self-esteem thing, which to me really is all encapsulated by it's really what they want.
It is. They just need help getting there, because they're as afraid to buy that as some photographers are afraid to sell it.
Yep.
Yep. And it's also, again, that personal touch. In those large installations, you're going to go to the client's home and hang that for them. So that's another level of touch.
Because that's what I would outsource.
That
oh my goodness.
I don't.
And somebody else told me that the other day too.
The reason I don't is this. we need photographs of installations on our website.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. If I show a lot of pretty pictures, I'm no different than any other photographer. Because let's face it, we can all put a pretty picture on a website.
Yes.
But when we show on our website how our clients
The
use
final
the products,
product,
when they
right?
go to our website or our social media, they look at that and say, that's what they do. I need that. It's another layer of, this is the norm. This is what you're supposed to do.
Well, and then you're giving them that expectation. It's like a way to communicate with them that this is what you're coming to me for. So that expectation at the end is met by both of you when that's what they order.
Yeah. And we can't compete in the 8x10 world. No. There is a huge middle value.
Is there an 8x10 world?
Yes, it is. There's a 4x6 world, actually. That oh no, I don't want a big 5x7. I want that 4x6. You're right. My gosh, that will take exactly a half inch more on your table.
Oh, I don't know what I would do if I heard somebody say that.
Yeah, that's always one that I'm going. Absolutely, we can print that 4x6, no problem.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about. I know that you have a big heart for PPA Charities. Let's chat about that for a second.
Yeah. So, 20 years ago, PPA Charities was started by Burt Banky. It's the philanthropic of PPA.
Right.
And, photographers are always good about giving back. I mean, that's the one thing. I'll be honest with you. Another common thread of all of us is that we help all the photographers. We pay our knowledge forward. There's no secret handshake or anything. No. We're really willing and to give out everything that we have.
Generally, yeah.
Right. And help others with what we do. Because I think most creatives in our field have a big heart first, more than anything else.
I think that's
and let's face it, 85% of our photographers today are female? Hello.
Is it that high? We were just wondering
sure
the other day.
I would guess it would be.
It's way up there.
I'm a minority. I'm an older man,
right.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the wedding industry, it's actually really funny. And when we do our children podcast, I can tell you all about the psychology of being photographed by a man versus woman. That'll blow your mind.
Okay.
So, audience, stay tuned for our next podcast.
I like that.
But anyway, charities. Mary was on the board. Burt created this. Mary was brought onto the board by Bob and Edna Lloyd.
Yeah. I love them.
And they're just sweet. Heart's the biggest gold.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
And Mary was the president for, I don't know, 6-something years.
A long time.
And so it just was right. And so what we do, we have charities like Operation Smile, Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, Tiny Wings. And I apologize because those are the only ones I think of off the top of my head. There are lots of other photographer-centric and photographer-created charities that help. And they all tie in photography to the thing. Providing images, providing, tangible love through handing someone a photograph.
Yeah.
And so that's always been good for us. And anyone in any success in anything in the world, any profession is all give back. It comes around and it's a big circle. And,
it's true.
Yeah. So I love PPA Charities, and we have lots of different avenues and ways that you can participate and donate and volunteer. I do the Dream Studio giveaway, which is the coolest.
Right.
It is a entire installation and redesign of an entire studio from front to back.
Yeah.
One lucky winner wins it. It's always at Imaging the last day of the trade show. We sell tickets all year long. They're $20 a piece or $6 for $100.
Yeah.
You can get them online at ppacharities.com.
Yeah.
/Dream
It's pretty cool.
Giveaway. It's awesome because now Burt challenged me 4 years ago. We started this. And he said, look, you are so good at getting people to give you stuff and vendors. And so many people in that. Just because we speak and lecture, but we don't really get paid for it. We kind of, I'd rather help out. And I have no problem going up to a vendor and saying, hey, this is for charities. Give me.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to sales. I mean, I'm kind of a tagger bully in the sales room.
Sure.
But
I believe you.
It works for everything. It works for charities. It works for all of that.
Well, and a lot of vendors are in a situation where it's good for them to do that too.
It's always good to give back.
Yeah.
Always. So that's kind of cool. And we actually go and install. So I'm kind of like Ty Pennington. I actually put the tool belt on. And we go and paint and scrape. Now I have a team. It's not me alone. I just am kind of more the forefront. Janine Campbell is also co-chair. I couldn't do it without her. She's amazing. And all the other people, Bert and Al, Bert's son. We're kind of like the 4-team thing, and whoever the current president is too chimes in. So it's certainly a team. I just kind of currently steer the front of that boat, and we make it go from there. But it's such a great thing to give back. And, we're such a huge organization, PPA, over 30,000 members. It's just the right thing to do, and it helps. And White House has been a huge part of that, and a huge success. Even Mike Hanlon is currently on the advisory board, the advisory position for the PPA board, and just there are so many wonderful things. And again, it's that common thread, man. Everyone who's success, there are certain characteristics or DNA that all successful people share.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's great. It's you guys create amazing products that allow us to be different from everyone else and set ourselves apart. We create wonderful memories for people so that parents can hold on to that.
Yeah.
And then we give back so that somebody else can take it further than
and
we
do
ever
the same
could.
thing. Yeah, with more. Where do people go for PPA Charities specifically?
Yeah, ppacharities.com.
Okay,
the PPA Charities, or through the PPA website is the best way to get to PPA Charities. We have ambassadors in all the states, at all the state affiliates,
right?
And imaging. We always have two trade show booths here,
right?
It's that's the best part, really, is to come see all the stuff we do. We show the video of the install from the person before. Interesting fact: our winner last year, one of her mentors bought a ticket for her. She didn't know it.
Is that how that happened?
Yeah. So a ticket was purchased for her by some business people that had faith and saw her as someone that was really amazing, and that this could be life-changing for her.
Oh, my goodness.
And her name was called.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So I love this because I think even just one person, we can physically change someone's life.
Oh, yeah, dramatically.
And hopefully they could pay it forward and change many more lives than what we have.
Well, that's the goal. That's fantastic. You know what? Thanks for doing this.
Oh, thank you for asking. It's awesome. You've always been, other than a dear friend of ours, you've always been on the forefront of helping photographers and helping them in every way that you can. And that, I think, is also the secret of White House. You guys, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, from the person who answers the phone to probably the person that empties the trash, everyone in your community, and I call it a community of White House, gets it.
Yeah, they do. They're great.
Everyone on the phone handles the problem right then and there. I don't have to be connected to somebody else.
Right.
And the answer is always yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We try very hard. I can promise
you're amazing.
you.
Amazing.
Thank you for that. As are you and your fantastic partner in crime.
Yeah. Well, it's been a hell of a journey, and it's not over yet. We're just beginning.
I think you are at the beginning. I think there's an awful lot more to come. We feel that. Yes, and that's exciting. I believe that as well. Have a great rest of the day. We're almost at the end here.
Thank you for doing all of this too, because this is just yet another way that White House is helping photographers be the best that they can be.
We will continue to strive to do just that. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.